Hey, this is Pat, and today we're checking out the all-new Scorpion EXO Covert X helmet. Now, the Covert line from Scorpion has become one of their most popular lines that they offer at the moment, with the Covert FX being a full-face version and the Covert 2 being a three-quarter lid. The Covert X is going to replace the original Covert X in their line, giving you the modularity of having a full-face helmet, or you can remove the front chin shield and then you can remove the side plates to turn it into a three-quarter, and remove the side plates and you can turn it into a half-shell helmet. So really cool modular style design for cruiser riders out there, anybody looking for this particular style. It's something that has been growing in popularity within Scorpion's line for the past few years, and they are updating it with the all-new Covert X. This is going to come in around the $330 to $340 price point, depending on which color and size you go with. It depends on the $10 difference in there. But the one nice part is that it is using an Ultra-TCT shell from Scorpion, which is a fiberglass, aramid, and poly mixture and composite throughout. Basically, you're getting a fiberglass and aramid main construction, and then a polycarb front chin debris shield, really just a wind guard and bug guard, because this isn't something that's going to be providing full impact protection. It's going to be stopping the wind and any bugs from hitting you while you're riding down the road. Something that we see with most brands out there that tend to do this modular side. It's not something that's designed for impacts or anything like that. It's just designed to keep all of that road debris off of your face. So keep that in mind, and I'll steadily take this apart so you can see it in the different variations in just a minute. But you are looking at two shell sizes. Small and medium are the first shell. Large up to 2 extra large are the second shell size in there. It is DOT only, which is to be expected for something that is designed to be really a three-quarter or half helmet with that debris guard in the front. But it is coming in at the 3-pound, 2-ounce weight in medium, so you are getting a fairly lightweight shell compared to most full-face or even three-quarter helmets out there on the market. And it is an intermediate oval shell shape, so it's going to be something that is a little bit longer front to back than it is side to side. But one thing I want you to keep in mind is that this is fitting about a half size small. So if you are between sizes, 100% go up with the bigger size on this. Is a very tight-fitting medium that I was wearing and testing out on the road, so it's something that fits very tight. So if you are between sizes or even at the top of the range for a medium or a large, maybe go up to that next shell size to that next size, just to get a little bit more of a comfortable helmet for all day riding. So keep that in mind. But again, the main feature about this helmet is that it is that modular design. So if I lift up the shield up here in the front just to clear it out of the way, you press these buttons on the side, and the debris guard in the front can just pop off. And this is what I was talking about. This is just a plastic guard on here with a little bit of felt liner on the interior and vents that you cannot turn off at the front. That's always going to flow air through, but it's really just designed as a bug guard or just maybe some road debris or anything like that. It's not designed to take any impacts. It's just there for the creature comforts of riding, something that's very common in it, but a really quick and easy release tabs on the side. One thing I'll call out, and this is really for Scorpion to keep in mind, the felt material, even on this brand new version, is already starting to peel off in the front. So if you are looking for that, or if you're looking for something to improve on this Scorpion, I would go with that interior material. Not something that's too crucial. Your face isn't going to be hitting this. This isn't going to be touching anything. It's just more of a owner thing to be aware of when you're getting that out of there. But if you remove that, you then have a full three-quarter helmet, which is pretty sweet looking. You have a wraparound of that Ultra-TCT shell really just going down to the base. And if you even want to go further from that, you can go ahead and pop off that base shell, which is a little bit of a cumbersome process. Inside of the back of the shell, you can see that little red tab on there, which you just pull down and back. It'll actually fully pop off, so you have a now half shell helmet, but you can see the material in here. It's actually where the cheek pads are living as well in there. It's a nice contour. The cheek pads are built into the liner, but you can actually see that red tab a little bit better from this view on here, that it just releases it. You pull it down and then back, and it actually slides out of the metal locking points in the front as well. So pretty clean, easy system to take off there. What I will call out is you do have areas to put speakers inside this cheek pad area. Since there's no cheek pad area in the EPS that it can really dig out into, you actually just toss it inside of the three-quarter shell once it's removed. So once I toss that off to the side, you can see you're just looking at a half helmet here and a half helmet design. Two vents at the front. Those are passive vents, so it's not something you can turn off. That airflow is always going to be coming through with the Scorpion logo on the front. And if we go down to the back, you can actually see that there is no exhaust vents on here. You're already looking at a three-quarter or a half shell with that debris guard off, so it's not something that really exhausting air is too much of a concern. I'd love to see maybe 2 pops at the back to allow that air to come out, but it is just going to be venting out of the bottom of the back of the helmet right by the top of your neck. So keep that in mind. You do have that on there. Again, you can see the DOT logo at the back. At the sides, it is a double D-ring system. You can see wrapping around the ears, you have a traditional half shell design. It will come in the box with ear muffs that you can put on the side to actually protect it in there and keep your ears a little bit cooler. You can go ahead and install the speakers in there if you're running a comm system and you're running it in the half shell design. So keep that in mind. And one thing I forgot to mention, it will also come with plugs. When you remove the face guard in the front, you can actually just plug up the ports with a little bit of protection so there's no debris going in there, making the mechanism a little bit harder to use when you're running it in the 3/4 position on there. But opening up this helmet and kind of looking at the interior there, again, one thing before I call that out, that dark smoke drop down sun visor, it does include a clear in the box. It comes installed with the dark smoke, and it's 80 millimeters in length, which is pretty decent, and it seals up against that debris guard, so you're not gonna get any airflow through in between them, as good as they can design it to, because it doesn't have a full gasket, so you'll get a little bit of protection from that. But I like that they added dual hinges, one on each side, so regardless whether you're using your throttle hand or your clutch hand, you can go ahead and lift up the shield when you come to a stop, or if you're just trying to take that debris guard off, you can just lift it up from either side. Taking a peek at the interior, I'll get the double D-ring out of the way here. Love that they went with a double D-ring system. I think that's what most Americans tend to prefer in their helmets. When you look at the interior, it is something that is using snaps at the front and rear for the top liner. I would have loved to seen them design something for the front that wasn't just 2 snaps. That can add pressure points. That's what actually goes into me recommending that it fits a half size small and to go up in the shell size, because if you really start pushing up against that liner, you're gonna feel those snaps through the liner and actually pushing up against your forehead, creating hot spots. So one thing I'd say of Scorpion, if you're looking at redesigning, that would be the key area that I'd talk about, or I'd look at. In the interior, in the EPS, you can see all those channels going through there. I would have loved to see that matched with a little bit of ventilation, exhaust ports at the rear, but really solid detents in the EPS liner and actually going through, so you can go ahead and get that hot air from the front of the helmet, flow across your head and out of the back and the bottom of the helmet in there. But very simple interior. Again, something that is a half helmet. It's not gonna be something that's gonna be revolutionary in its design, but I love that they're giving you the modularity of installing the parts or uninstalling it to make it a 3/4, whatever you wanna do right out of the box, and really set up the helmet as you see fit. But if you have any other questions about the EXO Covert X from Scorpion, click that info button. That's going to take you over to the product page where you can read other rider reviews and see what other riders are saying about this lid. Do not just take my word for it. And if you are looking for other helmets, like I said, the Covert FX is the full face version, and the Covert 2 is going to be the 3/4 option that you can go ahead and really stylize it, but you can pick which one you like within Scorpion's line. If you're confused on sizing or you're really concerned about that half size small fitment, give our customer service agents a call. They're all riders, happy to help you get set up for your next ride. I want to thank you for joining me and checking out the all-new Scorpion EXO Covert X helmet. I'm Pat. I'll see you in the next video.